If you want your legacy to last beyond just one generation, a trust may be one of the most powerful tools available to help make that happen. Because estate planning isn't exclusively about passing down money. It's about protecting what you've built, managing it wisely, and helping ensure that it benefits the people you love, not only today, but for years or decades into the future. I'm Anna Burr with Burr Law. In today's video, we're talking about how trusts can help support long-term family goals, preserve wealth across generations, and create a legacy that reflects not only your assets, but also your values. And honestly, this is where estate planning becomes about something much bigger than documents. It becomes about the future of your family. When most people think about inheritance, they picture assets simply being handed down after someone passes away. But without proper planning, that transfer often happens all at once. For example, if assets are left through a basic will, beneficiaries may receive large sums of money outright once the estate is settled. Now, for some families, that may work perfectly fine, but for others, it can create challenges. Maybe a child is still young. Maybe a beneficiary struggles with spending, debt, or substance misuse. Maybe you worry about outside influences like divorce, lawsuits, or simply whether someone is financially prepared to manage a significant inheritance responsibly. That's where a trust creates something incredibly valuable: control and structure. Instead of assets being distributed immediately, a trust allows you to set guidelines for how and when money is used. For example, you might decide that funds can be used for education, buying a home, starting a business, medical needs, or ongoing support over time. You can choose ages or milestones for distributions. You can spread support out gradually instead of all at once. And for many parents and grandparents, this creates security and peace of mind because they know their legacy is being managed intentionally, not just handed over without any guidance. A trust can also provide an important layer of protection for your beneficiaries. Life can be unpredictable. Even responsible people face difficult circumstances like lawsuits, divorce, financial issues, creditor hardships, or periods of poor decision-making. When assets are left outright to someone personally, those assets may become exposed to those outside risks. But assets held inside certain types of trusts may have protections that help shield them from being lost or misused. And sometimes that protection isn't just about preserving money. It's about protecting the person receiving it. For example, imagine a young adult who suddenly inherits a large amount of money with no structure or support. That inheritance can create pressure, confusion, or poor financial habits. A trust can create stability instead. It allows support to be provided thoughtfully over time in a way that encourages long-term security instead of short-term decisions. And for many families, one of the most meaningful parts of a trust is the ability to pass along values, not only wealth. Because most parents and grandparents don't simply want to leave money behind, they want to leave guidance, purpose, opportunity, and lessons that can continue shaping future generations. A trust can actually reflect those priorities. For example, some families include provisions that encourage education, charitable giving, entrepreneurship, or responsible financial behavior. You could also include provisions encouraging people to travel, expand their worldview, have new experiences. Every family is different, and trust provisions should always be carefully tailored to your goals. But the larger idea is this: a trust allows your legacy to carry intention, not just assets. You're not exclusively asking, what do I want to leave behind? You're also asking, how do I want this to impact my family? For families with larger estates, trusts can also play a role in long-term tax planning. Depending on the size of the estate and future tax laws, certain trust strategies may help reduce estate taxes across multiple generations. This can mean that more of your wealth stays within the family instead of being lost to taxes, court costs, or unnecessary legal expenses. And while not every family faces federal estate tax concerns, the broader principle still matters. Good planning helps preserve more of what you've worked hard to build. Trusts also offer something many families deeply value: privacy. When assets pass through probate court, portions of the estate process can become part of the public record. That might include financial information, asset details, family matters, and personal contact information. But assets held in a trust generally avoid probate. That means that things can be handled more efficiently and more privately. And in families where relationships are complicated or where discretion matters, that privacy can become incredibly important. Less court involvement means less stress, fewer delays, and reduced opportunity for conflict. Now, is a trust right for every person and every situation? No, there are very few absolutes in the law. Estate planning should always be tailored to your unique goals, assets, and family dynamics. But if your goal is to preserve wealth, protect loved ones, and create a lasting legacy with intention and purpose, a trust is absolutely worth exploring. Because ultimately, estate planning is not really about documents. It's about people. It's about making life easier for your family, protecting future generations, and creating the kind of stability and opportunity that lasts far beyond your lifetime. If you've been thinking about creating or updating an estate plan, we'd be honored to help guide you through the process step by step. Together, we can create a plan that reflects your goals, protects the people you love, and helps your legacy continue for generations to come. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful and you're thinking about estate planning in a new way, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. We'll see you next time.